everybody, this is Bobby with BC Designs, and I have another cute card that I made with our featured product bundle product spotlight this week, which is the Gathering Moments. So I'll be sharing lots. Make sure that you visit my blog. I put some cards that I received in swaps on that on my blog, and there's just a lot of inspiration on there. The only thing I'm going to do differently was on this one, I did take the crushed curry in a blending brush and added a little bit of that um, color right there. I'm not too happy about that, how it turned out, but I will show you what it looked like before because we're not going to do it on the card I'm going to make with you guys today. So I just took a piece of regular thick basic white cardstock, and it was 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at scored it at 5 1/4, and then I cut 1.5 inches off the front, and then I have a piece of the designer series paper that is 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches long. It's just going to fit the whole width of the bottom. And then this piece of basic white is just 4 by 5 1/4, and we can go ahead and put this piece down. Now I didn't stamp anything on mine, you can see on the inside, but you could just put whatever greeting you want. And then I'm just going to layer that, and I just centered it and left just a nice border, even though I'm going to put this piece over, and you wouldn't even have to put this piece down if you didn't want to. I wanted to, but you could just stamp your greeting on the inside of the card and it would be fine. So we're just going to put that piece down next. Sorry if you can hear the dinging. I was talking to somebody and they're still talking to me. So, and my phone was already in my stand, and I'm not sure if I can turn it off, actually silence it while I'm doing this or not, to be honest with you. Okay, and then this piece is just about, I think it's just about 1 inch. And what I ended up doing, you just want to tear it, and you want to be kind of careful because you want to leave enough room that you're going to put your adhesive up there, but you can just get it going. If you're doing like I am, I'm not cutting. And this is the two-toned cardstock. I made one, and I actually peeled it off and put the two-tone cardstock on there because I liked it so much better. And so I just kind of eyeballed it where I wanted it to be. I'm going to scoot that down just a little bit. And I mean, you want enough of it to stick through, pop through that bottom there. So something like that is what I like. And so then you can just put your adhesive right along the top if I can get mine going again. So now let's straighten that back up, and then I'm just gonna look at it again, just like that. And hopefully my adhesive, yep, it's gonna roll this time. Just like that, and then I just folded that over, just like that. Okay guys, I tried to silence that. I don't know if it worked or not. We'll find out here in a minute if my phone dings. Okay. I am going to then grab a scrap piece of paper that I was stamping on earlier, and then you just want to be careful when you're doing this. You could do your stamping before you put this piece on so you don't have to worry. I'm just going to be really careful, and hopefully nothing bad will happen. So I'm going to bring in my early espresso, and we're gonna do the leaf. Do it right here, and then I'm just gonna do another one like maybe here, and then let's see, I kind of got on something there. I think it's probably that piece of paper. I would highly suggest you guys, let's see if we can rip this off, and then I'll put it back on. That way I don't have to worry about being too careful. We'll just put that back on here in a minute, because that's why that I made this card a couple of days ago. I came down here to make this video, and the software that I used was not working, and I had to try to figure out why. So I was watching videos after videos trying to figure it out. Couldn't find anything, and lo and behold, I come down and didn't restart the computer, but I just turned the program back on, and all of a sudden it decided it was going to work. So not sure what that was all about. I messed with it and was trying my best to get it to work, and to no avail. It wasn't going to work for me. Okay, and then I'm just going to do a little piece right there in the green. This one is Old Olive. Just going to leave this open. Then I'm going to do the mushroom, because I wanted to do more of the mushroom and the little acorns, and I felt like I ran out of room on the first card I made, so I want to get more of those in here. Just a few. Let's turn this upside down. We'll have that one coming in right there. And that's it then for Cajun Craze. Let's grab crushed curry. And I am going to take this scrap piece of paper and just lay it right there, because I don't want it to go on the back side of my card. And we'll just stamp that, and it's gonna do that, but that's okay, because that's kind of the way the stamp looks anyway. Let's see if we can fit another one. That's gonna go on top. Let's see. I don't think I can fit that in there anymore. This big one, and I really wanted a little bit more yellow in there too. Let's see if we can squeeze it right there. That's not too bad. Okay, clean this one off, and then I'm gonna grab my early espresso again, and we'll do the acorn. We'll just do one there, do one up here, and let's see, let's turn this one upside down, and we'll do it right there like that. I need something right in there, but I don't have. Looking to see we could do this. Let's grab, we'll bring back in crushed curry. Let's see if we can make this guy. I don't have a smaller leaf, I don't think. You know what I think I'm going to do? Let's do I have that one put away for my class. Okay, we'll try this one. This one's a little bit smaller, but it's just like that leaf right there is the only reason I don't want to do that, to fill that in. We'll just leave it like that for now, I think. But I do have one more thing that we need to do. Whoops. We're going to take this stamp here, move that over, grab this piece, and I'm going to stamp off each time, because I didn't want this to be very, very dark and feel like it was covering up everything. So I just kind of randomly did some stamps, but I did stamp off each time to make it not so dark. Early Espresso is a nice dark color. I think that looks okay. We'll leave that. We'll leave it alone before we mess it up and really don't like it. Okay. And then for the sentiment, let me put this away. Move those out of the way. And I used the textured notes dies, and I believe I used that one, the third one. And we'll just ink that up in Early Espresso and just stamp it right in the center. And then I'm going, oops, to drop my ink pad, it looks like. we're going to move that out of the way, and then I have some scrap pieces, and we're just going to do early espresso and do an acorn, and then I need my crushed curry, and we'll do a leaf in that. Close this up, and then we're going to do the mushroom in Cajun Craze. Move those out of the way, just like that. Okay. Now I am going to die cut these out, and I will be right back. Okay, guys. I'm going to go ahead and this foam holder. I'm going to put just a little bit more adhesive on this to make sure that it's going to stick since I pulled it off. Okay, and then we're just going to lay it on there. I'm not going to hold that completely down until I know it's right where I want it, and that's good. And then I'm just going to burnish this really good because I didn't do that. And then I'm going to take the early espresso linen thread, and I'm going to cut a fairly large bow. So let's just go ahead, and you could do a double one if you wanted to. I just wanted a great big large loopy bow. So this, that one's just a little bit too big. Trying to straighten it up and see what we have to work with, make it a little bit smaller. And then I just like to lay it out and see if I can get these to quit twisting on me. So I'm just going to kind of lay it, because we can cut the tails off, that's not a big deal. But we got to kind of put this piece down pretty close to the white part right there. And then this is going to help hold it down too, but I just want to see when I put that down what it's going to look like. And I think it's going to be okay. I am going to take a mini glue dot just to help hold that down while we're trying to figure out our placement. I think something right about there, because I kind of want it in the center. I'm going to try to get those loops to stay looped. We'll kind of bring that one. And what I like to do, but I don't have a free one, is put a block there, and I'm just gonna have that just to kind of like hold that. Now you only want to put your dimensionals on the top, so just make sure that you have that going in the right direction, because if you get it down on the bottom, your card's not going to open, and we don't want that. Okay, so let's go ahead and peel these backings off, and we'll see where we think we're going to end up putting this. I'm going to try to make that lay kind of down. And I'm just going to put it, just trying to make sure I'm getting it centered and as straight as I can, like that. And then this, I'm just going to cut, because you don't want it hanging too far off the card, but that's okay like that. And like I said, you could make this a double one and make it just be a big double bow if you want to. You can kind of move that around. And then we're going to take these and put dimensionals on the back of each one. Yeah, I was really surprised. I was just going to come down here and look at all my settings on that software. And as soon as it opened up and I went to this feature that I use, everything was just perfect. I thought, well, okay, what happened when I was down here an hour ago and I was ready to make this video? And now I'm super sleepy and I just want to go to bed. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to put this one kind of like that. And that's going to help hold that down too. And then we'll do our mushroom next. I'm just going to turn it kind of like that. And then we'll put our acorn right on top of those two. Right about like that. And then let's grab, where are my little gems? I just seen them when I was over here earlier. Okay, I don't know where they went. There they are. I knew they were right there because I just seen them. Okay, and then we'll just put, let's see how did I do that? We'll put a small one, and then we'll put a medium there, and then I'm going to put a large one right about there. And then I'll show you up close again. Get all this out of the way. But this is the one that has the crushed curry kind of like painted on there with the brush. And then this one is the white. And I just like this look better. I just feel like I like this one better. I'm not sure. So you could do it either way. You could choose a different color for this one if you like that, but you don't want the crushed curry look. And that is it, you guys. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in my next video. And that should be on Monday, unless I decide to do an impromptu video and just publish it. I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Bye-bye.